welcome back to the Crypto Saving Expert Morning News Show, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. Today, let's set another like goal. Let's try and get 50 likes in today's video. It's just me presenting today, but let's take a look at the charts and see what is happening. So first of all, let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. We have $21,150 for Bitcoin and $1,563 for Ethereum. So we haven't seen too much movement in the last couple of hours. We've seen some nice volatility over the weekend. So now we need to discuss what's going to happen here. As you can see, I have a huge amount of levels of support and resistance drawn on this morning. I was doing a little bit of analysis before we jumped on today's stream. You can see here that we have a level of resistance, I think, at $21,500, another one at $22,790, and another one up at $25,206. So they're what I'm keeping my eye on for the resistance at the moment. I also am looking down at 18,675 and 18,000 and down at 16,770. But hopefully we don't get that low. What we are looking at today is the CME gap. So this is the CME gap chart. For those that don't know, the CME is a Chicago Mercantile Exchange, is the largest derivatives exchange, and they are operational Monday through Friday in the US. And they leave gaps in the markets. So when you see, for example, let's take a look over here. On a Friday night, this candle was created, this on the Friday of this weekend, and then on the Monday morning, the markets opened over here. So this creates this gap in the market, and this gap is from the trading price over the weekend. Now, traditional stocks don't get traded over the weekend. Bitcoin never closes. We trade Bitcoin every single minute of every single day. So that means we see fluctuations in the price and we see these gaps. So on this weekend in particular, back in June 2022, we have this gap in the market from 28,775 down to 27,415. Now, the significance of this is that it acts as a magnet for the Bitcoin price. So when we see gaps like this, we usually come and see Bitcoin fill these gaps. And to fill a gap, it means we see price action within these two levels. You can see, for example, let's find another gap that's being filled. You can see, let's take a look. This isn't a very clear chart to look at here. We've got one here. This is the candle on the Friday and this on the Monday, and you can see quickly the price came up and we filled that gap in the middle. That was a very poor example, but I think you'll get the gist. So that's what we are looking at. Now we have two CME gaps on the Bitcoin chart. We have one that would take us down to $20,000 almost. And then we have one from back June that hasn't been filled because we haven't seen price action since this gap was created. So this has a magnet up to the $28,780 level. So we'll be talking about this in yesterday's live stream. We didn't go into as much detail, so I thought I'd just explain it a little bit more today. We were talking about this in yesterday's live stream, and we were also discussing how Bitcoin takes the path of least pain. So if there's more short positions open in the markets right now, then it may be likely that we do go up to fill this CME gap. However, I think it's more likely we may come down and retest this $20,000 level. Well, not necessarily more likely. I think it would be healthier for the Bitcoin price if we came down and retouched this $20,000 level for Bitcoin, just so that we were creating some supports at these levels, because we've seen this huge move to the upside now. And as you can see on this example here, when we see a huge movement, on this way, we didn't create any levels of resistance. On this way, we haven't created any levels of support. And because we didn't create levels of resistance on the way down, it meant we could shoot back up. But now we want to see us create some support so that we can't shoot back down again. So that's what we're looking at for the Bitcoin price right now. Let's take a look at the chat. Hamzak is here. Hello, Hamzak. Smash the like button. Jerome is here too. Thank you very much for joining us. Sean is here as well. And Matthew, thank you very much for tuning in. And don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification button. We are on a mission to get did I say 25 or 50 likes? We'll have to give it 50 now by the end of today's live stream. So that is really my analysis on Bitcoin right now. We are waiting for a big move. We're just being patient. We do have a little bit of a channel on the smaller time frames. I will show this to you quickly. You can see here we have a level of resistance here, and we have a level of support here as well. So that is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. This gives us a short-term support down at $20,920 and a resistance at $21,400. So we're just waiting for that to play out really and see if we are going to break that level of support or if we're going to break that level of resistance. Taking a look at the fear and greed index, you can see that we are at 51 for Bitcoin. Now, we haven't seen us come out of that fear zone. It must have been months ago. We can see here last month was fear, last week was extreme fear, yesterday was neutral, and now we've come back down into the fear section. It says it's currently at 51. This is neutral so far. Oh, actually, we can see the chart here as well. This would be a lot more useful. Where is the, I would say, here, last time we got into the 40s was the 6th of November. It's been a very fearful period for cryptocurrency. Hopefully we're out of the worst of it now, but it does give me a little bit of fear when the fear and greed index is feeling positive, because that means that people are feeling positive, and when people are feeling positive, I'm feeling negative, and when people are feeling negative, I'm feeling positive. I like to go against the general sentiment, because Bitcoin, as I said, does like to take the path of most pain. But moving on now, we haven't even started to discuss today's cryptocurrency news. So let's take a look what is happening. We don't have too much today. First of all, we have Russia, Iran moles creating gold-backed stablecoin for foreign trades. Now, this is very, very interesting. Having a gold-backed stablecoin to facilitate foreign trade transactions behind the US and EU sanctions. The governments of Russia and Iran are discussing the feasibility of issuing a stablecoin to bypass sanctions and bolster economic trades through foreign transactions, citing an official of the Russian Association of Crypto Industry and Blockchain. So, the Central Bank of Iran and the Russian Federation reportedly planned to peg the cryptocurrency to gold. The proposed stablecoin will primarily serve as a payment method for foreign trade transactions between countries. Russia and Iran have been exploring the possibility of using cryptocurrency to facilitate foreign trade transactions over the past years amid the economic restrictions imposed on the countries by the EU and its allies. In 2022, however, Iran made its first progress on such trades using cryptocurrency. So we have used, when we are using cryptocurrencies, anybody with an internet access can open a cryptocurrency wallet and make payments to and from. And now they're looking at making a gold-backed stablecoin. That would be very interesting how this plays out. I mean, no one can stop them. It's a stable coin. It's decentralized. They just have it's backed in gold. The fact it's backed by gold is interesting. I would love to see the entire world take a gold-backed stablecoin and use it as the global reserve currency. But right now, hopefully, Bitcoin will take that place, because Bitcoin is a more understandable version to use. Now we have this digital asset. Morning, Jamie. Morning, JB. I was going to say morning, Jessa. I was reading your message at the same time. Go Tap. Shall we take a look at Tap on today's live stream and see what's happening over there? I've seen a screenshot of the chart this morning. We're up at 65 sats for Tap. Now, the highest we've seen before this in this short-term period was up at 52, and it is just going straight in a straight line upwards. We can see I don't know if this chart's going to go back enough. If we take a look at CoinMarketCap, we can see here XTP Tap actually in before the previous bull market was at 25 cents for per coin, and then in the last bull market it really didn't make much movement, but now it's seeing a nice move to the upside. A lot of people I'm seeing on Twitter are getting their cards from the TapNet application. It's very exciting to see how this one will go. We're seeing a lot of altcoins right now performing quite nicely, and it is such a relief to see some positivity back in cryptocurrency. Let's take a look back now at the news. We've seen 4 jails for stealing over $25 million in crypto. Preston Crown Court has sentenced 4 individuals to a combined 15-year jail term for stealing £21 million in cryptocurrency from an unnamed Australian crypto exchange, the Crown Prosecution Services, CPS, announced on January the 16th. So, The CPS said that the convicts conspired to execute a fraudulent scheme between October 2017 and January 2018. All four worked with now deceased James Parker, who masterminded the plot from his home in Blackpool for 3 months. According to the CPS, Parker identified and exploited a loophole in the exchange trading platform, which made him and his associates access it and obtain credits worth over $25.6 million from the exchange. Parker withdrew dishonestly, obtaining crypto assets worth $15 million from his trading account during this period, and his associates, Caton Robinson, withdrew $2.7 million and $1.7 million from their accounts. So their financial advisor worked with Camby, a UK citizen based in Dubai, to convert the crypto assets into cash before being laundered through several foreign-based online accounts so that the convicts could release the benefits of their scheme. The CPS stated that a significant portion of the stolen funds had been recovered and returned to the Australian exchange. And now the four have been jailed for $25 million crypto fraud. At least we're seeing repercussions. It's so bizarre to me that we're seeing repercussions for people like this, and we're still not seeing repercussions for people like Sam Bankman-Fried, for people like Do Kwon. I was discussing in yesterday's video how we saw repercussions for the developer of Tornado Cash, which is a cryptocurrency mixer. So you can send money into this mixer and then it will be sent out to another wallet address. But because so many transactions are going in and out at the same time, and because they're all of different values, it's very, very hard to work out where the money came from. So it removes that trail that you've seen behind the coin on the blockchain. Now, it's just a piece of technology that's being deployed onto the network. The developer of this, the person that just wrote the code and deployed it online, obviously it's fairly easy to see that it can be used in the wrong ways and for money laundering and things like this. But the guy that just developed this and deployed it onto the network got charged with some things as well. I'm not completely sure what that was. I will take a look at that today. I completely forgot to yesterday. We're taking a look at this. Smash the likes to keep Bitcoin mooning. Yes, please make sure to continue liking today's video. Let's check how many likes we are on so far. We haven't even had a look so far today. We are on 26 likes. Thank you so much to everyone who has liked so far. Yesterday we got 197 likes in yesterday's video. That is the best we have got so far, and we smashed through that 2,000 subscriber level. We're currently at 2,057. So this channel is growing super fast, and hopefully we will hit that 100,000 subscriber level by the end of the year. So please make sure to like and subscribe. Moving on to the next article, we have Shiba Inu developers are ready to launch. Right, I was looking at this before. I know I'm not going to pronounce this right. Shibarium, I'm going to say it is. I was trying to work it out. I have no idea. So this is a layer 2 solution. This is in aiming to provide higher scalability, low gas fees, and an improved user experience. SHIB developers aim to soon release Shibarium, a layer 2 scaling solution. As stated in the report, Shibarium will run on top of the Ethereum blockchain, the same that SHIB ecosystem tokens use, SHIB, Leash, and Bone. The main objective of SHIB developers is to take advantage of layer 2 properties, provide scalability, faster transaction times, lower fees, and a larger development network. In the announcement, they stated that Shibarium would lessen the strain on the blockchain network and enhance the functionality of gaming and metaverse applications. A new decentralized metaverse and gaming ecosystem that allows for trustless and decentralized player interaction and transaction and player ownership, buying and selling of acquired digital assets can be made possible with layer 2 blockchain technology from Shibarium and Web3 combined. So a layer 2 protocol is just something that solves that scalability issues we see with so many different blockchains. We have the blockchain trilemma, we have scalability, security, and decentralization, and to get all three of those is very, very difficult. So we have layer 2s with new technologies that can build on them, because if you think about it, Ethereum that this is built on was designed back in 2015, so obviously technology has developed since then. We can create more scalable blockchains, but instead of just building a whole new blockchain, we can just build on them and create layer 2s. So this is what Shibarium are trying to do. It's good to see a token that's come from a complete meme is actually having some sort of use fundamentals and utility. Taking a look now at Binance to allow institutional investors to store collateral in its custody platform. Jerome is saying 80 cents. Let's take a look at this. When we were talking about FTX. We were talking about SATs. We had the XTP tap is at 65 sats. I don't know if this is what you are talking about. Mink says hello, good morning. Thank you very much for joining today's live stream. We are looking at Bitcoin in sats on this chart. It's just much easier to look at. So this is the smallest number of units that Bitcoin can be broken into. Currently, Bitcoin is tap is at 65 cents, growing enormously. If we look back on just the 4th of January, it was at 2 sats. So we've seen a 32 multiplier in just 2 weeks. We've seen a huge move for tap, and it's very, very nice to see. Taking a look back at the news, though, Binance to allow institutional investors to store collateral in its custody platform. Binance will start to allow institutional investors to keep their collateral used for leverage trading off the platform's hot wallets and in its custody platform. So rather than having institutional investors, I'm going to say that sentence about 5 times at this point. Hot wallets, such as those used by exchanges to facilitate real-time trading, are often prone to hacks. Their safety depends on the exchange's in-house security. So when we're using centralized exchanges, we don't have our funds in a self-custody wallet. The exchange is in charge of those funds. This is why people say, not your keys, not your crypto. You don't actually have the access to the private keys for your assets. You've trusted the exchange with them. But Binance is saying that they understand that institutions don't want to have this. So they instead can have their own self-custody wallets, but held by Binance. So Binance Custody will provide the additional security cold wallets offer to those institutional investors. So we're seeing more transparency. We've seen more proof of reserves in the last couple of weeks, and now we're actually seeing them just hold on to users' funds in a much safer way. Well, for institutional investors anyway. So this is a step forward. I imagine this is coming off the back of FTX. They're looking at how they can get institutions to trust them, and this is a brilliant way to do so. A great idea from Binance. Let's take a look how many likes we are on so far. We're on 21 likes. So let's try and get to 25. But I'm not even looking at the right thing. We're on 29 likes. Thank you to everyone who has liked. And let's try and get to 50 by the end of today's stream. Let's take a look at what's happening over here. Jordan hasn't messaged out the link yet, but when he does, I'm sure we'll get a couple more viewers for today's video. Let's take out the second to last article for today's video. 3 Arrows Capital founders set out for $25 million seed funding to debut a crypto exchange, GMX. In the wake of crypto bankruptcy filings, the founders of now defunct cryptocurrency hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital are looking to capitalize on crypto claims to launch an exchange dubbed GMX. The founders are seeking $25 million in seed funding to launch GMX. Per the pitch deck, the exchange will facilitate the trading of claims from bankrupt cryptocurrency companies FTX, Celsius, BlockFi, Mt. Gox, and GMX will also support other offerings like stocks, forex, and cryptocurrency trading. So not surprisingly, there were mixed reactions to the so-called GMX marketplace. While some people completely disproved the idea of crypto claims trading, others distasted the involvement of the Rose Capital founders. So I do believe that they'll be able to make another company. It's not that difficult to do it in cryptocurrency. People forget very, very quickly. I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Moving on next, though, we have Brett Harrison, who is the former FTX US president, discussing Sam Bankman-Fried, and he's done a 49-part thread about this on Twitter. I have to say, the amount of people that are discussing things openly on Twitter has increased so much recently. We've seen this with DCG and Genesis and Gemini, and the Winklevoss twins talking to DCG about how they should fire the CEO and things like that. All an open letters posted on Twitter. Now we're seeing Brett Harrison, the former FTX CEO president, discuss Sam Bankman-Fried, and he said, "I saw that in early conflict, his total insecurity and intransigence when his decisions were questioned, his spitefulness." And the volatility of his temperament. Sorry about that. I realized he wasn't who I remembered. I wasn't sure what accounted for the dramatic change I saw in Sam. So there's a whole thread on his opinions on Sam Bankman-Fried and how he wasn't really the person he expected him to be. I think a lot of people have discussed over on YouTube before that Sam Bankman-Fried has put across this image of the curly hair, the glasses, the big coding nerd that he's come across as. He obviously made a huge amount of money arbitrage trading the kimchi premium between Korea and the US markets a couple of years ago for Bitcoin, and then used those profits to set up FTX and Alameda Research. Has made a huge amount of profits from this, and now has run into all this trouble. And it turns out that he wasn't what we all thought he was. It was literally about 6 months ago. We all thought he was this super smart crypto wizard that could make a lot of money because he was a complete nerd that just was amazing at everything. And now we've all seen his true colors, and Brett Harrison is saying that he realized there was something not quite right a long time ago. But that is all for today's news. So let's take a look back in at CoinMarketCap. See if anything new is happening. See, Bitcoin's still trading within that channel. We have the level of resistance down at $20,900 and the resistance support down at $20,900 and resistance up at $21,400 there. Let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. See if we have any big. Gala is still moving to the upside. Gala has seen a huge rise. In this year, we first of all started, let's see. Oh gosh, I'm not very good at this zooming thing. Here we go. 30th of December, we saw the price down at $0.01619. We're now up at 0.05412. So we've seen like a 3x in literally 17 days. We're seeing a huge amount of altcoins doing this. Honestly, the cryptocurrency Twitter space is looking at you. It's so much nicer to be a part of. People are being so much less nasty. So this next year, I'm thinking is going to be very nice for cryptocurrency. 2023, we're going to see a huge amount of altcoins perform very well. I imagined it. Small little pockets that will perform well. Everyone's been looking at AI tokens recently and utility tokens. Seeing what will next perform well is the challenge. So doing a lot of research into altcoins right now is my method to success, and hopefully we'll make some really nice profits to buy in at these low prices before the bull market really does kick in. But that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Roaming Nomad said TAP has made 2023 more profitable than 2022. It really has done so well, and we're only 17 days in 2023. So let's just imagine what we can do with the rest of the year. Just be careful with ourselves. Make sure to take profits. I am a big voucher of dollar cost averaging in through the bad times, taking profits through the good times. Even if you know it will still go up. You can't be 100% certain. This is cryptocurrency. It's so volatile. Just be careful. Take profits when you can. And obviously, just make sure to do as much research as possible. And we do these live streams every single day at 11 a.m. And we have a very exciting announcement within the next couple of days. So make sure to continue tuning in. Like, subscribe, press the bell notification button. We have currently got 2,058 subscribers, and we are at 37 likes. So thank you very much to everyone who has liked in today's video. That is all from me, and I will see you at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.